Hello planty people, welcome back to my channel. I am Empress and today I am doing what will end up being a series about some princess recovery. So we all know and love the Pink Princess. It's all the trend at the moment. It's all over the internet. Well, I'm lucky enough to actually have a few of those in Australia. They're not that expensive and not that hard to find. So I actually have three. One of them cost me about $15. One of them cost me $4.50, which because it was on clearance because it was damaged. And one of them I got for free off a friend of mine that I just got today, which is the reason I decided to do this video. So I have struggled with pink princesses in the past. They can be divas, to be honest. They can be a little bit of work, a little bit hard. And so I've had them in and out of hydro. I've had them in different soil mixes. And I'm starting again with a different type of mix with some new plants. And we're going to follow along together that hopefully I can end up with some big, beautiful princesses. So, let me introduce you to my princesses. This is the one I just got given today off a friend of mine. This one has such a cute little, look at that pretty leaf there. Isn't that gorgeous? So it has a lovely splash there. It has another leaf down here that's got a nice big splash on it. Another one there, and each leaf like has a little bit of variegation on it if it's not a super strong amount, but it's, you know, it's only kind of this leaf up here that's super impressive. So that one is going to need a little bit more sun and a repot because she's in some drier soil. This became one of those plants for my friend that she just couldn't care for anymore. It just wasn't giving her joy. So she messaged me and asked if I wanted it, and of course I wanted it because I'm a sucker for recovery plants, and I really love trying to save plants if I can. So speaking of saving plants, this is another one of my pink princesses. This is my $4.50 pink princess that at the moment only has this little splodge here of the pink. At the moment, that's really the only visible variegation. She has a couple of like splashes on the back of a leaf there. But otherwise, you know, there's nothing really visible. However, she does have like nice big streaks of variegation through her stem there. So, you know, the potential is there. This one is the one that I got for $4 at the hardware, $4.50 at the hardware store. These two big leaves that have been removed, they were very, very badly damaged, so I had to remove them. I took it out and put it in hydroponic, which if you watch my water baby videos, you would have seen this pink princess. And she was doing really, really well in hydroponic, except that I went to change her water today and all of her roots had rotted off. So now she's just a stump and has no roots at all. So I'm going to put her in a pot of soil, to be honest, because I'm not quite sure. Why not? Yeah, I don't really want to leave her in hydro. I have just decided not to. Yeah, like I've still got other plants in hydro and they're doing really well, but I've just decided to take this one out and put it back in the pot. And I'm going to be removing these two bottom leaves and the stems so that there's more of a stem to go in. And there's plenty of aerial roots coming through here. So once in a nice mix, she should do okay. And then my third pink princess is this one here, which if you've watched my propagation videos, you also would have seen. Now, this baby was only just potted up recently. However, I'm not happy with the soil mix that I've put it in. So I'm going to be changing that today and repotting them. So this one is in pretty bad shape, to be honest. She's just kind of a stick. She did have some beautiful half moon, like half and half variegation when she was at her prime. But I bought her when we were on holiday in a tropical place where it was much, much warmer and more tropical than it is in my home. So I've since gotten a much better humidifier and upgraded my space a little bit more, but she's still in recovery mode. However, since potting her up, this little baby leaf here that had been stuck for quite a while had finally popped. So, you know, I'm hoping that's a good sign. However, like I said, I'm not happy with the soil mix that she's in, so I'm going to be repotting her with the other two and give them a moss pole and give them something to climb up. So what I'm going to be doing this afternoon is recording a little bit of that. So let's get into it, and I'll stop ranting about my kind of ugly pink princesses. But hopefully, you know, we'll keep watching, and hopefully soon I will have a big, beautiful pink princess. Okay, let's get on with it. All right, so I'm out here on my lovely porch, so I'm sorry for the ambient noise you're going to hear. And what I'm going to be repotting these babies into today is this nursery pot in this plastic pot. I would normally, with this sort of one that's got like proper drainage and stuff, I'd normally just pot into it, but because these are in recovery mode, I'm going to keep them in a nursery pot in there, and I'm going to keep it quite small. This is a very small pot for how much plant is going in here, but because some of these don't have that much root system going on, I want to make sure that I'm giving it as much chance as possible, and less space means less waterlog. Yeah, so I have a moss pole that I have made here using a tutorial I found on YouTube, which I will link in the comments. I have made mine out of wire and metal instead of plastic, just because I prefer not to use plastic where I can avoid it. So yeah, and then I have here in my bucket, I have a chunky aroid mix, which is basically the same as Kaylee Allen's aroid mix, so I will link that in the comments. It is orchid bark, cocoa core, perlite, some charcoal, and then a little bit of my favorite cacti mix. Kaylee Allen doesn't use any soil in her mix, but I really like my mix, so I've just included a small amount of that. You can see it's super chunky. It's got lots of aeration in it, lots of orchid bark, lots of perlite, because I really want to keep that drainage up. Alright, so I'm going to start assembling this. So this is the one that I just got off my friend today. I'm going to take these pebbles off the top before I pull it out of here. So the soil it's in is really like super dry and chunky. Like I said, she had this kind of on her neglect pile. Camera's moving, it's all good. Don't do that. So you can see here her root system's real dry. So I'm just gonna break this up a little bit. So in here you can see there is a death plug. If you don't know what a death plug is, I've done a video on what a death plug is, so I will also link that in the comments. So this here is trapping that root system in, which is not good for it. Wow, she's so dry. It's funny, it's so dry, but then in the middle of that that plug, it's really like it's moist up in here, which is, you know, one of the things that those plugs do is it traps moisture in the root systems and can be really bad for the root systems. And that kind of shows you a bit of why, because it traps that moisture inside it. Wow. Oh, the poor lady, she's so dusty. Oof. Okay. Alright. Let's get those roots a chance to absorb some nutrients again. Alright, so that's the new one. And then I have this one here. I probably should have unpotted them, not on camera, but this is where we're at now, isn't it? Yeah, so this one, oh, she snapped. So this one was 2 separate plants when it went in. It's not doing too badly. Oh, no, that's not good. Oh, nope, that's not good either. We've got a little bit of rot here, so you can see that. That's root rot. So that right there is root rot. That's bad. We don't want that. So these are roots that were from when it was still in the hydro, so I had a feeling these roots would go. I probably should have just removed them before I put them in there, to be honest, but I didn't want to do it any more damage than I already was by taking it out of the hydro and putting them in this. So it was one of those sort of double-edged sword moments. Right, so you can see a beautiful streak of variegation through that one. This was such a beautiful plant when I got it, and I'm so sad and disappointed this has happened, but you know, all we can do is move forward and try and save it. So I've got my 3 pink princesses here, so I'm going to be putting them in this same pot, and I'm going to stop talking now so I can put on some time lapse of doing this a bit quicker. So let's do this quickly. So now I'm going to give it a tiny water, but I'm only going to be watering it really over the top of this main one that was the new one in the super dry dirt, because I want that root system that actually exists to get a little bit of water, and I want a little moisture in the pot, but I don't want to directly water onto these 2 outer ones that don't have stems. So I've got my fine point watering can here, so I can really kind of, you know, point where I want to water. So we're just watering just the area of the plant that needs it. Well, there we go. That is the repotting of my, I guess, 4 Pink Princess Philodendrons into one pot. It was 3 until that little one broke off the main big plant, so it's in there too. And so now I guess this is technically my 4 pot princess. And I really hope that having this moss pole and this good arrowwood mix will really help her recover a bit better and give me some happy growth coming into spring. She's going to go into my plant space near my humidifier, and she's going to get some nice bright indirect light, a little bit of bounce from the grow lights, and kind of, you know, a happy little spot. It's going to be nice and warm and right next to the humidifier, so I really hope she recovers well and I get a good happy pink princess in the end. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my video. Please like and subscribe and do all of that thing, and yeah, keep growing like your plants. Thank you. Bye.